And welcome to your number one news source for all that nerd-ish on Pornhub and everywhere else you can find us available. The Creatia Conversation. I am your host, Patron Saint of Podcasting, the Warden Matt Ritter, and I am here with my co-host, a man that I have grown to miss quite a bit over the last 3 weeks. I've had to find very suitable replacements for him in Bakley and Will. The Pornhub Poppy, the Sultan of Spitter Swallow, Daddy Delgado, my friend Vince. What's going on, Vince?
What's up, Matt? Daddy's home. Glad to be back. I'm back. We're talking nerd-ish, but we're still talking some wrestling. It's always fun to chit chat with you on a like a Monday afternoon.
It was a big weekend. You know, we got some Wrestlemania Goes Hollywood stuff dropping during Elimination Chamber. You and I both went and saw Quantumania. The Mania's running wild this weekend, leading into our week, and you're back this Friday on Smack and Raw, so that'll be fun, right? You're gonna come, you're gonna show up, you're gonna be there.
We'll see.
We'll see.
Oh, we'll see. There's a small chance that I might be late for it, or I might not be able to make it for one more week. Developments at work. I will keep you posted after the post show.
Okay. I have been playing Hogwarts Legacy.
Yes.
Got my room of requirement. I just finished the stuff to get Wingardium Leviosa. Nice. I've been running around doing a bunch of side quests, and I realize I'm not progressing the game. I really need to just play the main game so I can get a Loa Mora and start unlocking these locks, because there are all these buildings I can't go into because they're all locked, and I don't have the fucking spell to unlock them. It's driving me crazy. But I've been making progress. That is all of my free time. Obviously, I watched The Last of Us, which Travis and I will talk about tomorrow on the show. Caught up on Young Rock. I was 2 weeks behind on Young Rock, so I got to see, The Rock Goes Hollywood, to continue with our theme of everything going Hollywood from 2 weeks ago, where he started doing his acting and everything like that. And then Quantumania and all that fun shit. So what about you? What you been playing? What you been watching?
Well, lately what I've been watching is I mentioned it last week that I've been watching and binging the Justice League cartoon series. They used to air on Cartoon Network as well.
Are you trying to get a guest spot on Travis and Mara's show by watching all the...
No, I love DC. Here's the thing. DC, cinematic universe, has not always hit with me per se. I love the Ben Affleck Batman. I like everything Batman. I like everything else in between that I've kind of been iffy on. But I love their animated series. I love their animated movies. They do fantastic work. I love Injustice, the video game. It's all great stuff. I like DC as well. But I've been watching that. Continuing my binge of That 70s Show. I'm almost done. We're up to season 7 when Eric Foreman is about to go to Africa.
It's terrible after that. You can just shut it off after he leaves.
Well, here's the thing. Fez, I'm there mostly for Fez, Jackie, and Donna. I try to avoid Randy being a thing. There's more Leo in the later seasons. Unlike Allison's friend, I go ahead and finish everything I start. I'm not afraid to look at all the endings, but that's what I'm watching right now. And man, it's mostly that. In terms of playing, like I said, I've been picking up Dragon Ball Z Xenoverse 2. So I've been playing Xenoverse 2, getting back into the swing of things. Just something to play to wind down the day. It's fun. It's fun. If you don't have it for PS4 yet, Matt, you should get it. We can play.
I have played the Xenoverse games. I am not a fan.
Really?
Yes.
You just like the side-to-side scroller fighting games?
No. So well, I guess. I mean, I can't remember what it was, but there was one Dragon Ball Z game that I really enjoyed. I think it was Budokan or whatever, where it was you'd play through the story, but when you get to the fights, it was the side-to-side scroller fighting, but you'd still play through the story. My problem with Dragon Ball Z games is Xenoverse, I don't know, it was so large and expansive and open world and all that shit, but I don't like playing as Goku for the majority of the games, and I understand he's the main character, but it's fuck Goku. That's where I'm at. I've always been fuck Goku, so I got that stupid Goku game for some reason, and
like Kakarot. If it's literally the story of Goku, and you're and you hate
Dragon Ball Z, but then I barely played it. Hogwarts
here.
answer fakely question. You're not his porno poppy. I think about 10 hours in. Yeah, Budokai, not Budokan, Budokai. That's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah. So, well, here's my whole thing with Xenoverse. You don't actually play as Goku.
I know you create your character, but it's I don't know.
Did you play both Xenoverse games, or you just played the first?
I think I just played the first one, and I didn't finish it.
Well,
which is why I didn't get the second one.
Go back to the first one. Go back to the first one.
I got to figure out what I even had that on. I might have bought the disc for that, and I might not even have it. Well, I know I don't have the disc anymore, but I might not have access to playing it again without buying it again.
All right. Well, fair enough. Maybe. Well, what about Fighters, Dragon Ball Z Fighters, where it was just like basically like Street Fighter for Dragon Ball Z characters?
Again, not a big street. Like, I prefer Mortal Kombat over Street Fighter. Pretty much always have. Like, I got into Street Fighter too, but as it went on and like it became like the Capcom stuff, like they lost interest with me.
See, there you go, Matt. Travis will play the second one if you do too. So if you guys both get the second one, we can all play online. And
I feel like Travis stream owes me something because I watched Lost. Like, I watched all Lost, and I feel like he owes me for that. I don't remember what it was supposed to be, but I feel like he still owes me something that he hasn't paid up on. So
we can game share. I'll let you get the game. I got it digitally.
Okay, we'll talk about it.
Your people can talk to my people.
You watched Elimination Chamber this weekend, correct?
I did.
Okay. Well, I don't know if a spit or swallow is coming for Elimination Chamber. We're not going to talk about that, but what we are going to talk about is one of our favorite things from the last time WrestleMania went Hollywood was the Hollywood movie trailers. And we were hoping they were going to bring them back. As wrestling fans, we were praying they were going to bring them back. We loved them so much. We got not only our very first WrestleMania Goes Hollywood trailer for this upcoming WrestleMania, but also teasers for what we're going to see in the coming weeks leading up to WrestleMania. So I'm going to go into the first trailer that we got, the first full trailer, and then we'll play the teasers afterwards.
See, I pulled them up too, just in case you were expecting me to do so. So I came prepared just in case.
All right, I got one ready. So if you want to pull up the teasers and get that ready, then I'll let you do that.
I have them ready. I just have to share one once you're done.
Okay.
Fucking fantastic. I loved everything about it.
It really was. I'm so glad they're back. Like I said, I wasn't a big fan of Joaquin Phoenix's Joker, the movie. It wasn't for me. That's not what I want in my comic book movies. I want canon. I don't want side projects that aren't associated with the rest of the DCEU. That's not for me. I want everything to fit in and be a part of it. And that was very much like before Batman was Bruce Wayne, weird shit that it was fine, but I watched it once. I'm never going to watch it again.
Let me ask you this. If it wasn't titled Joker, and if it was just a story about this man just like going on the brink and just becoming what he became at the end, and it happened to mirror the Joker, or like you didn't even know what the Joker was, like if it wasn't a Joker film, would you have liked the film?
I don't know, because even in my horror, and I've talked about this, I'm not a big fan of elevated horror that, it's about more than just the entertainment factor of horror movies. The Babadooks and the Hereditaries and, all of these things, I'm not a personal fan of. They're not for me.
Yes.
I'm not into art house movies really, so I might not have.
Fair enough. You know what? At least you can say, like, you know what, it wasn't for me. I mean, I can't sit here and be like, you have to like what I like. I'm not an AEW fan. I'm not like a WWE sweaty Mark. I'm not like I'm not an internet wrestling community like fandom guy. You don't want to like the Joker, don't like the Joker. This is why you and Will get along so well, disputing about NWA.
We will. We'll be disputing about a lot of things going forward.
Have you seen?
I have seen Brightburn, and I actually did enjoy Brightburn because it's kind of like Superman if Superman was fucking evil and a horror character, not a good guy. It's actually really entertaining.
Yeah, okay.
I
All
own
right.
it actually.
Do you
Yeah,
really?
You want to play the teasers?
Yes. Let's
Because
see
I have not
here.
seen these. I completely missed that this was a
Oh,
thing after the
perfect.
pay-per-view. So
Fantastic. We can pop your cherry together.
I like having my cherry popped.
There you go. All right. Let's see.
Doing 40-Year-Old Virgin,
Yes.
Titanic,
Yes.
Goodfellas. I'm assuming that was Stranger Things
Stranger
with
Things
Rhea.
with Rhea. Yeah, she was 11,
Okay.
and I didn't even watch Stranger Things, and I got the reference.
Brawling Brutes, 40-Year-Old Virgin.
Yes.
Goodfellas with the Bloodline. Oh,
Mhm.
and then Top Gun with. Listen, you could cut Miz out of that and just give me Maurice like that. For that, I'll love. That'll be my favorite fucking trailer.
Yeah, that's true, man. She looked great in there.
No, you did not. Just wrestling in general. A lot of things wrestling in general. We will be discussing and disputing. Are you excited? And okay, so because I know nostalgia is a big thing for us, right? Like
Yes.
we all like the Pulp Fiction, Eddie and Booker T. For me, Undertaker doing Dirty Harry, John Cena doing A Few Good Men, Stone Cold's Gladiator, Triple H's Braveheart.
Braveheart. There you go.
And then the Are You Talking to Me with like every
Oh, that
superstar.
was my favorite. Wait, you forgot to mention fuck, what's the movie where it was Kurt Angle and Christy Hemme?
Sleepless in Seattle, Kurt Angle and Christy Hemme.
And then you forgot about the Stacy Keebler one?
Stacy Keebler one.
Yeah, the one where she's like being interviewed by Jericho
yes.
and redacted.
Not it's not Indecent Proposal, it's Sharon Stone. Completely blinking out. But yes, where she uncrosses her legs and it's
Yes,
yeah.
exactly. Those are
all great. How did the first one with Becky and Seth for you compare to what we have kind of established in our fandom of what made these so great?
Well, me personally, what I enjoyed about them early on when I saw them 421 was them spoofing the movies, being spot on. Like the casting was fantastic, like well done there. And just like the full on commitment by the wrestlers is what really sold it. And that's what I saw here. Seth Rollins casting as Joaquin Phoenix's Joker, perfect. Becky Lynch as Batman / the Man, fantastic. Having them interact with each other made sense because you want to see that. It was funny. It's all. Thank you, JJ. Basic Instinct. It was all great. I think it had all the elements. It was funny. It was close enough to the source material. The casting was great. The delivery and commitment was all there. I loved it. I was sold on the first one.
All right. We also mentioned that you and I. Well, actually, you know what? Let's bring it down for a second. You are a huge SVU fan.
I am very
and
huge SVU fan.
We just found out yesterday that Richard Belzer, comedian and actor on SVU, passed away.
He did.
I wanted to give you some time to talk about your SVU fandom and him and do a little tribute to him.
Yeah, so he passed away yesterday at the age of 78. Me personally, I only really knew him for the SVU roles, but he played the character John Munch throughout a bunch of different like franchises. He played it across the Law and Order franchise. He was in other shows such as The X-Files, The Wire, Arrested Development, Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt, 30 Rock, and the character started in Homicide: Life on the Streets. He was great because he was kind of like that old dude in the background that would always like make like slight remarks. I don't know, man. Like he was just always there. I loved him, and it's kind of like just sad to see him go. I love the SVU franchise. They just made a reference to him in the latest episode. Ice T's character Finn in the franchise made a reference to him. I don't know. Like I've missed him on the franchise. He was one of the OGs. It's sad to see him go. And 78 still relatively young.
It is. Also in news, Jimmy Carter, because it is technically President's Day, which is why I have the day off from work today.
Uh,
Jimmy Carter is not in very good health as well. I know that makes John happy for his Deadpool, but former U.S. president not doing too well. So thoughts and prayers to him. Also,
yeah.
I don't need John to get any more points in the Deadpool. So there's that.
Yeah, he was actually IT's partner in the franchise. So that's why the reference made sense.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I didn't mean to clear that.
No, that's fine.
All right. Back to the Mania.
Yes, the mania of the weekend.
How did you feel about Quantumania? Because I've heard mixed reviews. I heard a lot of people saying there was too much going on, this and that, blah, blah, blah.
Here's before I say my actual personal feelings, I'm gonna preface everything by saying people that went in there saying there was too much going on didn't realize this movie was going to help set up so many things going forward and had to have a lot of things going on. This isn't one going to be just an isolated Ant-Man movie. This is going to be an Ant-Man movie that helps set up the multiverse saga, that helps kick off Phase 5, helps establish and introduce Kang the Conqueror as the big bad of this next sequence of MCU movies. People that have mixed reviews, like if you go on Rotten Tomato, the audience score is much higher than the critics score, and I don't really care for the critics score because they're out here like giving like bad reviews or looking for like nitpicking in the SpongeBob movie, and for of all things. If you're going in there as an SVU fan, I think you're sold. I had Melissa watch the first Ant-Man movie, and then she instinctively watched Ant-Man and the Wasp too. Sorry, that was my alarm that kind of went off. And it was great. I personally enjoyed the film from the start to the finish. I was entertained. I was on the edge of my seat. I knew that a character was going to die because my Google News unfortunately spoiled that for me, where it said MCU character passes away, how they can come back in the series. And I was anticipating someone dying at certain points. It was great. Jonathan Majors is probably one of my favorite MCU villains so far, right behind Michael B. Jordan's Killmonger. Fantastic motivation. Everything was just great. I love that we were able to explore the quantum realm. What about you, Matt? How'd you like the film? Because we watched it the same day.
Yeah, we both watched it Sunday. I think I got out a couple hours. I think you went in like a couple hours after I did. I went.
Yeah.
We started like right at 4. I enjoyed the movie. I did. I really like Ant-Man. I like Wasp. I am slightly personally annoyed by the fact that they recast Scott Lang's daughter for this movie. Stuff like that does bother me.
Okay.
I feel like you have to know and have a storyboard going ahead saying, okay, she's going to be in the next movie. So when you put her in Endgame as an adult, you cast the same person that you're going to use for Quantumania and Endgame.
All right. But that's
little,
a nitpick, though, right?
Little nitpicky things. Overall, I enjoyed the movie. I don't know shit about Kang. So like I all I know about Kang is what I learned in Loki season 1,
Yes.
and then what I saw in this movie. So I'm very interested to see how all of this plays out with the multiverse of this character and all of these versions and things like that. Like I said, not getting into any spoilers here.
No.
But
they set up 2 things. If you guys haven't gone to watch the film yet, there's a mid-credit scene from the movie, and then there's an end credit scene that helps tease Loki season 2. Mm-hmm. So I feel like you have to watch Loki season 1, and you have to watch both the Ant-Man movies to not feel completely lost when you go in there.
I don't necessarily know that you don't have to. I do feel like we're kind of getting really wild. Like, so right now, there is a tie for me in this phase of Marvel movies between my 2 favorite. And it's either No Way Home or, oddly enough, because I was very vocal about not being a huge Sam Raimi fan, Doctor Strange's Multiverse of Madness. The more I watch that movie, the more I fucking love that movie. It is, as I've said on multiple platforms, it is an Evil Dead movie set in the Marvel universe. You have a Necronomicon in the Darkhold. You have an evil version, like an evil undead version / good version of Doctor Strange coming back, like you do Ash from Evil Dead. Like he just remade Evil Dead into a Marvel movie, but it fucking works, and it worked for me. So it's between those 2. I really liked Wakanda Forever as well.
Exactly. Yeah.
Shang-Chi, the Eternals, all that stuff, a little bit lower on the list for me.
Oh, I love Shang-Chi. Like I
I
just
enjoyed it. It's just, so here's my thing. As we're moving forward and all this stuff is happening,
Mhm.
there's not been in a TV show, in a movie, in an end credit scene, any mention of Shang-Chi or what the fuck he's doing as all of
Mhm.
this shit's going on.
I think we might be starting to see a little bit more of that, like in this phase 5 that we just kicked off with Quantumania. And you're right, that was one of the qualms that a lot of people were having. It's like there's too many standalone stuff that don't actually connect to the universe. Aside from like the post credit scene in Shang-Chi, where he's there with Wong, Bruce, and Carol Danvers, Captain Marvel, when they're examining the 10 rings and how it's sending the signal, maybe the 10 rings are connected with the quantum realm. Because if you saw, like in the movie, some of the technology that Kang uses is very similar to the 10 rings. Yes, I want to
Yeah.
see more Moon Knight. I fucking love Moon Knight. Moon Knight jumped up to my top 5 favorite Marvel characters of all time after that series.
No, I can't. I'm very anxious to see how all this is going to come together and where everything's going to go. But I would say my top 5 right now, I don't think this movie was in the top 5. It's definitely 1 and 2, or 1A, 1B are going to be No Way Home and
Okay.
Multiverse of Madness, Wakanda Forever, and then what else did we get?
In
We
terms
got
of
Shang-Chi, we got Eternals.
we
What else did we
got
get this phase?
we got She-Hulk, we got
I'm just talking movies. I'm not talking.
movies wise, yeah, it was Wakanda Forever, Shang-Chi, Eternals, uh, Ant-Man. Yeah, that was mostly it. We didn't get too much of in terms of movies. We didn't get an Avengers movie this phase, which is what a lot of people are bitching about.
Well, then maybe it will be in my top 5, because then it would probably be Shang-Chi, this, and then Eternals last.
We'll
Which
do a tier ranking afterwards.
Secret Invasion was hinted at the beginning of the film. Yeah. Oh, Black Widow was part of this. I love Florence Poe, so I enjoy Black Widow.
All right.
Um,
Hey, Matt. By the way, you mentioned something that caught my attention. You were talking about coming together, right?
mhm.
There's no better way to come together than by getting a toy for your partner and going to mycentralsecrets.com, because mycentralsecrets.com boasts one of the largest catalogs on the web across all the varying levels of adult toy categories, with toys for him, for her, and for both. The product line is extensive compared to other competitors in the sexual wellness industry. Orders ship within 24 hours, so customers are always satisfied with both the price and quality. MyCentralSecrets.com has top-rated reviews and exceptional customer service. So go to central.creationworld.com to receive 10% off your order today. Once again, that is central.creationworld.com.
There's just no better way to come than with sensual.creationworld.com, whether
Yeah,
it's by
and
yourself,
coming
because,
together with your significant other.
but I mean, it's not just about coming together, because there are toys for him. So for you, Vince, like if you
Yeah,
want to get a pocket pussy or a fleshlight or something, or if you're at home and you're single, you want a little something extra just for yourself, you can get it for yourself. If you're a female, same thing. There are all sorts of dildos and vibrators and different things available that you can browse and see what you like. And if you do have a partner, there's stuff for both of you. There's stuff that he can use on her, she can use on him, you can
exactly.
use together. It's for everybody. So it doesn't matter if you have a significant other or not. Sensual.creationworld.com, 10% off your order gets you whatever you need. I will say, despite, like you said, what the critics said, Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania is conquering the box office, already 104 million in
Yeah,
sales.
that's way
And it's
more
probably
than
more than
they
that now.
got with the first and second installment, because the first installment was around the 50 million mark, and the second movie, Ant-Man and the Wasp, was about the 75 million mark. So 104 mil. That's that's really good.
You know what I think was missing from this?
What?
And okay, so like
I
I
think I
said,
know where you're going. I think I know where you're going.
oh, do you?
Yeah,
I
but
don't think you do.
Okay, all right, go ahead.
It very much had the feel that we got from movies like because it was set in like a different universe, the quantum realm, blah blah blah.
Mhm.
It had that feel of like Thor Ragnarok. It had that feel of, you know, some of the stuff that we saw with Guardians of the Galaxy. And one of the big things, even I think a little bit of Thor Love and Thunder, one of the big things in those was the soundtracks. And I don't feel like this really had that epic
Ah,
soundtrack to go with this movie. And I feel like with all of the visuals and the cool things, the one thing I do regret is not seeing this in 3D. Because I think if I'd gone and saw it in 3D, it would have given it that extra oomph.
yeah.
Um, but I feel like with a really cool soundtrack, that might help put it
I
over a
get
little
what you're
higher.
saying because in Wakanda Forever, when they go to Talokan, that you get the vibe that you're in Talokan, and you didn't
Mhm.
really get that vibe when you were in the quantum realm. So maybe, yeah, okay, that's not where I thought you were going,
I know it
but
wasn't.
I thought you were going with the fact that there was no Luis, like you were missing Michael Pena in the film, and be like, "What's up?" or something like that. I thought that's what you were missing because at the end of the film, like I was talking to Melissa, I'm like, "There was no Luis. There was no."
Yeah, no. Okay, so now two things because just an end credit scene with him explain like talking to Scott and explaining the quantum realm or whatever something
Yeah.
would have been entertaining. So yeah, no,
Oh
now there's two
man.
things. No Luis, no Michael Pena. Yeah.
Yeah, that's that's kind of what I was thinking about. Michael Pena wasn't in in the film, but other than that, great film. I loved it. Can't wait to see what's next in the Phase 5 of Marvel movies.
Well, speaking of that, you actually have a poster for something that's coming up next
We
or
do.
soon. Not next, but soon.
Well, soon. Not yeah, exactly. Not next. So I'm gonna share the poster while I talk about the news about the Marvels. I know the first Captain Marvel movie wasn't well received by many.
I loved it.
A lot of yeah, but a lot of people hated on it. So the Marvel Studios has delayed the Marvels from July 28th, 2023 this summer to November 10th of 2023 in the fall. To help with the wait, Marvel released the first poster of the Marvels with Brie Larson's Carol Danvers, Iman Vellani's Kamala Khan, and Tayona Paris's Monica Rambeau. And if you see right here, what I really love about it, here gonna get rid of the My Central Secrets banner so I can help see the rest of the poster. Monica Rambeau, you kind of get like a tease of what her suit's gonna look like and what her logo is gonna look like. You get the middle with Carol Danvers and her signature logo, and if you see right there with Kamala Khan on the bottom, like her
Yes.
shadow has the S uh,
Yep.
for uh, for uh, for her. So I
Miss
I love
Marvel.
the poster. It's a cool poster. I'm looking forward to the movie because I love Kamala Khan. I loved Kamala Khan so much, and I want to see more of her. And I like Monica Rambeau and WandaVision. The only one I'm really not looking forward to is Carol Danvers, but I am curious to see what happens in after the post credit scene in Miss Marvel, where they switch spots, Carol and Kamala does. So I'm looking forward to that follow up for about a year now.
And I so Monica got her powers through WandaVision, through an Infinity Stone. Obviously, Carol got her powers also through an Infinity Stone.
Yes.
Kamala did not. However, she's very much inspired by Captain Marvel. I loved the Miss Marvel TV show. It's actually one that Kate surprisingly did not watch. She wasn't familiar with the character, but
Hmm.
now that this is coming out, I've got a reason to make her go back and watch it a second time because it
Yeah,
was really good. I enjoyed the shit out of it.
Melissa
So
didn't care too much for the character either, and she didn't watch the series. Ironically enough, neither of our significant others decided to watch Miss Marvel. But I thought it was cool because it gave me so much Scott Pilgrim versus the World vibes when I was watching the show, and I love Scott Pilgrim versus the World. It's one of my favorite films of all time in terms of like just like the wackiness and zaniness of the whole film. And aside from all that, I thought it was great for representation. I love to see any and all representation be expanded upon in media, not just in DC or in Marvel comic films. But I love to see the representation. This is why I'm looking forward to Blue Beetle coming out, and I'm gonna watch that. And that's gonna be the first DC EU film that I watch in the movie theater. Actually, I don't think I've ever gone to watch an entire DC movie since like the Batman.
I'm gonna go see the Flash. And Kate was like, "Oh, I can wait." And then we saw the trailer for the Flash while we were watching Quantumania last night. She's like,
Mhm.
"Okay, yeah, we can go see that in theaters." Because again, Michael Keaton
Yeah.
and Kara, like the new Kara, which I'm stoked for.
Yeah, cars are out. Like I love Supergirl, and I'm excited to see that. And I'm glad that there's no Superman because it's ironically enough like they're so similar in characters, but I like Kara more than I like Kal-El.
Oh
I
yeah.
just. I can never get behind Superman, and I kind of get it why. Like, it's not a personal hate. I just like don't like the guy. Like, I
Oh
think
no, for me it's a personal hate. He's Goku, and I for whatever reason characters like that I just cannot stand.
who else is in the realm of Goku Superman in terms of hate for you?
That's a very good question because like even though Captain, see now here's the thing, and here's where it's very hard because there's not a lot of people like that because like Captain America, all right, yeah, he's all American boy, but he doesn't have all of the powers. He's not even the strongest fucking Avenger.
No,
But Goku, no matter what, is always the strongest character. And when he's not the strongest character, he works his way up and becomes the strongest. He wins against everyone but Vegeta, but is still somehow stronger than Vegeta.
yeah,
Same thing with Superman. Superman is the strongest character. He has all the powers, and whenever they just invent a new power for him whenever something doesn't go his way.
that's true.
And he's weak to rocks.
Green rocks.
All sorts of rocks. They come in all sorts of different colors.
Also, I don't know if you knew this or not, but he's actually can be hurt and is vulnerable to magic.
Yes.
So Harry Potter can hit him with his
Harry Potter would
magical
whoop
wand.
his ass.
Harry Potter can beat the fuck out of Superman.
And Avada Kedavra is green, just like the green kryptonite.
There
so
you go.
You got
there
that
you go.
too.
He's fucked. Superman gets fucked by Harry Potter. You're here to hear first on Creatia Conversation. But yeah, going back to to MCU, like the next film that's actually coming out is Guardians 3. That's going to come out on May 5th. So 3 months away?
Did you watch the trailer for that?
Yes. Did you?
Are you excited for that? Oh yeah. Well, I saw.
Well, we watched it. We watched it together.
Well, yeah, we watched it here, but also they played it again. Yeah, because I remember I was complaining about how buff Groot was.
You were complaining about how buff Groot. He didn't look that buff to me, but
it's okay. Again, Groot was this big, tall, skinny thing, and now he's fucking. Now he looks like Vin Diesel, like a young Vin Diesel.
Well,
he's jacked. He's
ironically
wide.
enough, Vin Diesel did voice Groot in the first.
I know,
movie.
but
my whole issue with the Guardians trailer that I'm not looking forward to is I know someone's dying. And I have a bad feeling that it's going to be Drax and it's going to be Rocket. And I'm going to be pissed if Rocket dies.
Okay.
Drax, I'm anticipating because Batista, he's saying, "Oh, I'm done playing Drax. This is my last time playing Drax." So I kind of anticipated maybe Drax perishing in some sort of way. I would hope that through the source of magic or something, he finds his family or finds a new family that he just settles and becomes invisible, eating chips somewhere else.
Well, I was going to say, you've seen and we've seen, we're getting into the phase of the MCU where we have to introduce new characters and we have to write out some of the characters that we knew and loved all the way up through Endgame. We've passed on the role of Iron Man to Ironheart, which we got in Wakanda Forever.
I loved Ironheart. I thought she was cool. I can't wait for her.
We got Thor Love and Thunder. We'll see where that goes because now he has his surrogate daughter who he's kind of training up. Like it's all kind of Black Widow has been replaced by her sister. Hawkeye's getting replaced by his protege. We're getting a whole new slew of characters replacing obviously Falcon and Winter Soldier taking the mantle of Captain America. So all of these things are coming. So you're going to see it. I more so kind of want to see Nebula and Peter Quill hook up. Like I hope that's a thing since him and Gamora apparently aren't a thing anymore because this is the Gamora from the past who
2014 Gamora, yeah, that doesn't have any emotional.
Not about it.
Yeah, she's not a. Well, you know what? Hey, I'm all for it. Sometimes you date someone and she's not for you. She's not your partner, or something happens, and you date her sister. That's the next logical step.
That enemies become lovers story, like that distaste that they have for each other, evolving into something. I'm about that. So,
yeah, for sure. What else we got, Matt?
Well, we talked about Rocket, right?
Yes, we did.
And one of the big things about Rocket is he is not a pet. He does not want to be considered a pet. He does not want to be handled like a pet. But if you have a pet and you love your pet, you can go to dog.com. Dog.com is your online dog supply shopping and information destination. Everything your dog needs, from toys to treats and food, is available, including collars and leashes. They even have outdoor gear and water safety gear for your furry friend. If you go to dog.creationworld.com, you can receive up to 64% off your order today. That's dog.creationworld.com. And Travis has pointed out that even though it's dog.com, they have stuff for cats as well. So go check it out and see if there's anything for your pet of choice there, and get a nice discount of up to 64% off.
Up to 64%. So if you do your logistics right, you can get the 64%. It's possible, but still, it's more than 10%.
Also, not spoiler alert, but teaser. We have another sponsor coming. Should be ready next week, from what I read in the notes.
Oh, yeah. I'm excited for this one. I'm giddy like a schoolgirl for that one.
All right. So, are you familiar with Blizzard?
The company, yes. I know of Blizzard, the company, yes. The video game
company. They're a video game producer, and apparently recently they had a meeting that made their employees feel extremely unimportant and unsupported.
All right.
This was, from what I understood, a Zoom call, kind of like a Teams meeting.
Yes.
And from what I read, and I'm gonna pull it up here and read a little bit more out of it, but the game developer did a recent company-wide Q&A session where it's Ybarra, who I believe is their CEO, or who was answering the questions, who's one of their executives,
right?
Pre-selected questions. Also reportedly downplayed the news that employees would be receiving 58%, or would only be receiving 58% of their usual profit sharing bonus, despite the last quarter being record setting for Blizzard. And it was their highest quarterly net bookings to date. Now, this is something you and I are familiar with WWE and all the news that comes out where they set these records, and then we see, roster cuts and talent cuts come through, and it's like, oh, you guys just made all this money. Why are you cutting the roster? Blah, 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 blah. We see it all the time in wrestling. However, apparently he also tried to say, oh, and you're living in a myth if you think that bonus cuts aren't going to affect the executives like they are the everyday employees, despite the fact that the executives are making far more than the employees.
Exactly.
On top of that, it sounds like he's also making them return to work. So they've been working from home at least 3 days a week, and essentially told the employees, if that is an issue for you, then do what makes you happy. So pretty much, this is what we're doing. If you don't like it, you can quit and go work somewhere else.
Jesus. That's kind of rough.
Yeah. In a statement provided to GameStop, a Blizzard spokesperson said Ybarra also discussed how Blizzard will listen to feedback and balance what's best for the business and for players when it comes to the subject of current return to office plan. Additionally, the spokesperson clarified that all existing long-term remote work agreements will be honored under the current return to work plan, and that the company will continue to evaluate long-term remote work requests for existing and new employees in the future. Additionally, Blizzard will offer relocation support for those who will be required to move in order to work from the office.
Down.
Working from home is something that really became popular over the pandemic. My wife now gets to work from home. It has been a boon to our relationship, her relationship with her daughter, and has not affected her performance or work. And if anything, it's increased it, because you're not driving 45 minutes into an office, driving 45 minutes back, wasting your day on the road that you could be spending with your time. You get done, you step out of your office, you come, your child's there, your food's there. It makes it a lot more satisfying for people. And it seemed like with this wave from COVID of work from home, that this might be somewhere that companies might start transitioning to, making permanent.
Right.
But I'm hearing and seeing, not just with Blizzard, but other places, that maybe not so much. They're going to start requiring everyone to go back to the office, which I guess I understand. If you're paying for an office, you want people in the building that you're paying for.
Exactly.
It's going to be hard to sell that kind of real estate if everyone starts working from home. No one needs an office space anymore.
That's true. That's true. I mean, you have an office space. Imagine if you didn't use it for podcasting.
Yeah, but it's also in my home. My office is in my home.
No, I mean, it's kind of tough, but I feel like productivity has proven that it skyrockets, and it actually is improved when people do get a chance to work from home. Like, I've been a proponent of it for the longest. If your job can be done at home, do it at home. Like, why make someone have to drive? Because guess what? You're not paying them to drive to and back work. You're not paying them like the higher gas, like the difference for the higher gas rates right now. So I don't know.
And if people are at home, they don't have to get off and drive home and blah blah blah.
No.
Generally, they're more likely and more willing to work a little later, to finish things up, do things, because
exactly,
they're already in the comfort of their home. And you figure with a game developer like Blizzard, it would kind of make sense. Like,
the only thing I would say is, or they could argue, is that perhaps they don't have the resources in game development in the household as they would in the office. So maybe that's where the preference comes from, and you get to work more hand on hand with the rest of the development team. I'm saying this could be an argument to be made.
Okay.
I'm not saying that that's my argument. I'm just saying it's a argument that someone could make, not me necessarily.
Let's see.
Well, the only thing we have left on the docket is that I Am Jesus Christ video game, but Travis put that in there, so I don't know if you guys want to just save it for him tomorrow.
No, I'm pulling it up right now.
Right.
But while I'm doing that, regardless of if you're playing this game that we are about to show you the trailer for, because I'm looking at the thing and it looks entertaining. If you're playing Hogwarts Legacy, if you're playing Xenoverse or any of your favorite games for the 100th time, or you're binging a great Blizzard game, we've got a way to keep you fueled, keep you up all day, up all night.
Tell me that. Tell us.
Dubby is a clean energy drink that is made to give you focus with no crash, jitters, or angst like other energy drinks. They also have no maltodextrin fillers and don't use artificial dyes. Dubby contains vitamins, amino acids, nootropic, and 150 milligrams of caffeine. The product is made in the USA in an FDA-inspected facility that strictly adheres to GMP manufacturing guidelines. Dubby has handpicked what they believe to be the 10 most critical. I love doing that because of, yep, there you go. Critical ingredients for focus and concentration. Dubby contains important aminos and vitamins that canned energy drinks simply don't have. Dubby uses Neurofactor, a patented all-natural cherry coffee extract, to help fuel you. This ingredient is what gives Dubby its laser-focused and fast reflex effects, making it especially perfect for who? Gamers. They disclose full ingredient amounts, and the products will never contain fillers or artificial colors or dyes. Dubby is also sugar-free, maltodextrin-free, and keto-friendly if you're on a diet. So go to w.creatiaworld.com, use code Creatia to receive 10% off your order today. Again, that is w.creatiaworld.com.
Also, I'm surprised we have yet to bring this up, but technically speaking, you can combine your purchases from all three sites for one fun night in the bedroom. Dubby, keep you up all night. My Essential Secrets, which get you toys and other accessories that you can need. But you go to dog.com and get those collars that you'll get a better percentage discount on. So
if that's what you're into, not everyone's into putting their significant other on a collar and a leash.
Still 2 out of 3. It's still at least a 2 out of 3.
I agree. And while we're talking about fueling yourself with energy drinks while having kinky sex with your significant other, no better time than to play this.
Many people have attempted to write about the things that have taken place among us. Reports of these things were handed down to us. There were people who saw these things for themselves from the beginning. They saw them and then passed the word on. With this in mind, I myself have carefully looked into everything from the beginning.
I'm Simon. This is my brother, Andrew. We're trying to catch fish.
I'm afraid the wedding appears to have a small issue. I don't know, but I thought you might be able to help.
This wine is better than the wine we had before.
Please, Lord, just heal my son.
Lord, if it's you, Peter replied, tell me to come to you on water.
I am doing this for you. I want you to know that the things you have been taught are true.
Wow.
Didn't even knew about this until I saw it in the newsy docs.
Hard pass. This gives me
Yeah.
PTSD from our childhood growing up. Never once, when Travis and I were in grade school and we were learning all of these stories, because we both went to a private grade school together, non-denominational Christian, did I think, it would be really fun to play as Jesus. And I'm sure there are some devout Christians out there who, have been begging for a game for them because of all the violence and sex and drugs that are in games that just goes against their moral standing. I have never thought, man, I really wish I could turn water into wine, or turn
It's not in the video game.
a loaf of bread and a couple fish into thousands and feed people, or any of that stuff. I was really hoping that this was going to be something funny where you played as Jesus, but you did GTA shit or some kind of fucked up something. I did not think this was going to be a spot for spot recreation of the story of Jesus.
I wasn't sure what to expect, but regardless, I feel like I would have been turned off by both options you just listed. Not intrigued in playing either version of the game, either what we saw or what you anticipated.
I'm just wondering how the crucifixion is going to go, because I feel like we saw a point where is there a mini game to carry the cross, and if you hit the buttons, you drop the cross, and you got to start all. I'm very curious there are things I'm curious about. But
this is something you should have said. This is something you should have saved for Travis. I feel like Travis has more.
Oh, I'm sure Travis and I'll talk about it tomorrow. Don't even worry.
Yeah,
I'm sure he's got some thoughts on it. But yeah, that's it, Vince. And I think we plugged everything except for Creatia World, which you guys are watching here live right now on either Twitch or YouTube. You can go to twitch.tv/Creatia World. If you have an Amazon Prime account, you can link that account to your Twitch account, and then you get a free sub every month. So take that money out of Jeff Bezos' pocket and give it to your favorite Twitch creator by subbing to their channel with that free sub, whether it's us or anyone else, but preferably us, because us. Also, you can check us out on youtube.com/Creatia World, where it is free to subscribe. You can hit that notification bell, comment, help get us in the algorithm, and get notified every time we go live.
Yeah, that's the main important thing. Turn on the subscribe button and turn on the bell notification, so you know when we drop some more Creatia Comics conversation news,
or Smack and Raw, or anything else that we do.
Yeah, everything Creatia World.
If you're watching us later on that one website that I love so very, very much, that has nothing to do with Jesus. Well, I guess there might be some kind of kinky religious porn in there. You go to pornhub.com/model/Creatia World. Check us out there as well, because we are the #1 news source, wrestling source, comic book source, #1 everything nerd-ish on Pornhub. Also, if you want to throw us a little bit of money, if you got something, you're like, these guys are awesome, we want to support them, and girls, including Mara, patreon.com/Creatia World.
Only takes $1.
For $1, you get Return to Wrestling, me and Travis talking about WCW. You get Multiverse, and then so many other things with other tiers. So depending on what you're looking for and what you want, we have tiers for you. You can get in there, and also we're willing to take suggestions. If there's something that you guys want that we're not offering, you can hit up me or Travis or Vince. Let us know. We'll discuss it and see if we can get that working out for you. So we want to make
them reasonable. We're not doing stuff.
Exactly.
We're not taking actual requests.
I mean,
we're taking
how much would it cost to get you to wear a butt plug on air?
I'm not wearing a butt plug, man.
Damn it, Vince.
You can wear
it. Do anything I want to do.
Because everything, no, you know what? Move on.
If you want to get to know more about us, like why Vince isn't into butt plugs or what his favorite cereal is or what his Harry Potter house is, go to creatiaworld.com. There we have video profiles of all of us where you guys can learn more about us, what we do and why we do it and why we love what we love, as well as links to all of the things, including our Teespring and everywhere else where you can get merch and Patreon and all that stuff. Follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter at It's Creatia World, ITSCREATIA World. I put up a post. If you saw Quantumania, go check out itscreatiaworld.com on Twitter.
Yeah.
Let me know what you guys thought about Quantumania. Go tweet at us. Vince, where can they find you? Oh, and Facebook. We're also on Facebook, facebook.com/CreatiaWorld. Vince.
They can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at SCSVince. The link tree in my bio usually takes them to everything Straight Talk, Creatia World, and Smacking It Raw included there. We did NBA All-Star draft teams with me and Bashara in the latest episode 41. NBA All-Star Weekend just passed, so we're probably going to talk about some more NBA soon. I am going to be doing a women's wrestling March Madness tournament scheduled for March 8th around 10:30 p.m. Central Standard Time with judges such as Katie Kinsey Bebe, the Bosch Pots and Chair Shots crew of Allison and Will, and TC from Young Kings Wrestling. So we're going to have a tournament of 64. So go ahead and follow me on YouTube and Twitch, because that's where the live streams will be there, which are in the link tree in my bios on Instagram and Twitter.
All right. And as always, you can follow me on Twitter only at Matt Ritter, ZMATTRIDDER, or at Getting Off. Talk to Reek, Katie, and Justin. That recorded episode, Pornhub only, of our watch along of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre porn parody should get recorded this weekend.
Oh my God.
And maybe
that's
another
really
one
happening?
It's happening. I got permission. Also, I think we're going to do a video where we just react to a lot of the new horror movies that are coming out this year and let you know how excited we are for them, what we want to see and things like that. Maybe play the trailers back for you, get their general reactions along with mine. So that might be coming this weekend as well. I will let you know, if not this weekend, probably next weekend.
Fun.
For Denny Delgado, the Pornhub Poppy, the Sultan of Spitter Swallow, my friend Vince, I am the patron saint of podcasting, the Warden Matt Ritter, and this has been your #1 news source for all that nerdish on Pornhub.
Later, y'all.